Ladies and gentlemen, the secret word tonight is light. L-I-G-H-T.
Really?
You bet your life. The more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth Dealers of America present Groucho Marx in You Bet Your Life, the comedy quiz series produced and transcribed from Hollywood. Ladies and gentlemen, on Thursday, November 13th, your DeSoto Plymouth dealer will put on display for the first time what we honestly believe to be the most beautiful car ever built, the distinguished 1953 DeSoto. We'll have more to say about this exciting news in a few minutes. And here he is, the one, the only...
What a strange name for a human being. Oh, that's me, Groucho Marx. Well, here I am again with $2,500 for one of our couples.
We asked if there were any young single men present tonight.
You asked this?
Yes, before the show went on the air. Mr. Richard James. He was the one that was chosen. His partner is a student, Miss Catherine Gerber. And here they are. Folks, come in and meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome for the DeSoto Plymouth Dealers. Say the secret word and divide $100. It's a common word, something you'll find around the house. Okay, let's see. Miss Catherine Gerber, eh? You're not married?
No.
No. You're not engaged?
No.
Going steady?
No.
You say no too much. Has it ever occurred to you that perhaps that's your main trouble? How old are you, Katie?
22.
22, huh? Where are you from?
Oceano, California. It's near Pismo Beach.
Yes, you're not going to shut up like a clam now, are you? Richard James, how did you happen to get two front names and no rear name?
Well, my mother's first name, my mother's name was Richard, and my father's name was James. I better explain that. Rather, her...
You ought to do something about it. Was your father's first name Jesse?
Not quite.
Henry?
No. My father's name, of course, was James, and my
Eddie
mother's...
Grable?
And my mother's name was Richard, which is a French name.
Was what?
Richard.
Richard, eh?
Yes.
I thought that was a vegetable. Let's find out something about you two. Do you have a job, Katie?
Yes, I go to school at Frank Wiggins Trade Tech Junior
Could you talk
College.
just a little bit louder?
Mm-hmm.
I can hardly hear you.
Yes, I go to school
Oh, you just said that.
at Frank Wiggins Technical Trade Junior College.
Oh, I see. Well, I wouldn't mind trading at that college myself. What kind of a college is that? Is that freshwater college?
It's a vocational college.
Vocational?
Mhm.
You mean you're off all summer?
Vocational trade.
I've been off all winter. There's no reason why you shouldn't be off all summer. So what are you majoring in?
Cosmetology.
Cosmetology?
Uh-huh.
Well, you're very smart going into that field, and I congratulate you. Now, what is it?
Well, it's the study of cosmetics,
Oh, I see. Well, that's pretty simple once you catch on to it, huh?
the art and study of
Uh-huh. What sort of work do you do, Dick?
I'm a school teacher.
Oh, is that so? Well, it's a small world. Catherine here's a student. Could you teach her anything?
Well, I could try.
Well, what do you teach?
Well, I teach science and geography and history and just about everything that a sixth grade boy or girl would like to know.
I know we used to have a joke in a school like we did years ago where the teacher says to the boy, what's the shape of the earth? And the kid says, I don't know. And the teacher is impatient, says, well, what's the shape of my cuff buttons? And the kid looks at him and says, square. The teacher says, no, I don't mean these. Not the ones I wear on weekdays, the cuff buttons I wear on Sunday. He says, oh, round. The teacher says, that's right. He says, now, what's the shape of the earth? He says, square on weekdays and round on Sunday. The old jokes never die. Well, you're a nice, attractive couple. And, Dick, since you're a teacher, I'd like to remind parents that they ought to go to school and meet the men and women who teach their children. They're fine people and they want to meet you. So go to those PTA meetings. They're very important and very valuable. All right, now it's time to play You Bet Your Life for a chance at the $2,500 question. But first, here's a beautiful gal I'd like to know better, with news about the beautiful new 1953 DeSoto.
Hi, this is Arlene Francis, and I want to make a date with you for Thursday, November 13th. That's the day the beautiful new 1953 DeSoto goes on display for the very first time. I know you'll want to be among the first to see this beautiful new 1953 DeSoto Thursday, November 13th at your DeSoto Plymouth dealers.
All right, now let's see how you work together as a team. Here we are. Let's see how high I can build you $20. Out of our list of 20 categories, you selected number 14, which is Gay Paris. Here's your first question. How much will you bet? Talk up, kids.
Let's bet $20.
$20? Is that what you're betting?
No.
No.
I said
Well,
10.
you have to decide now and do it fast.
Let's compromise.
Compromise if you want to.
All right,
$15. What is the name of the chief art gallery of Paris?
The Louvre.
The Louvre is right.
You're on your way. You have $35.
Remember, you're going for $2,500 tonight. How much of your $35 you're going to try now?
I think we know. Let's bet 35.
35. On the outskirts of Paris. That all right, Catherine? You don't have to Catherine, you don't have to submit to this, you know. You're an equal partner in this thing.
All right, 30 then.
$30.
30.
A famous river divides Paris. What is the name of it?
The same.
The Seine is right. I went crazy there a couple of years ago. I was insane for about 3 hours.
You have now climbed to $65.
Now, how much you going to bet this time? $60. The French Stock Exchange is called what? One answer.
Exchequer of Paris?
No, it's the Bourse, B-O-U-R-S-E. Bourse. It's very well known, too. Should have known it.
I didn't know.
You
All right.
now have $5.
How much will you bet?
Shoot the works.
We might as well bet it.
Might as well bet the other.
Okay. The most famous cathedral of Paris is one of the oldest and most interesting churches in the world. What is the name of it?
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame is right.
You wind up with $10. And Groucho?
Nobody leaves here with $10. I'll give you one more question for $15, which will make your sum total $25. Are you ready? And no coaching, please. Ready? Who is buried in Grant's tomb? General Grant is right. Thanks and good luck from the DeSoto Plymouth dealers.
We asked for men with interesting occupations to volunteer from our studio audience tonight, Groucho, and Mr. Hugh S. Arnold was chosen just before we went on the air, and his partner is a housewife, Mrs. Margaret Raby. Folks, come in and meet Groucho Marx, please.
Welcome to You Bet Your Life. Say the secret word and divide $100. It's a common word, something you find around the house. Let's see, you, Arnold, and Margaret Raby. You're you, and you're Margaret, huh?
That's right.
Where are you from, you?
Walton, Kentucky.
Oh. May I ask how old you are, you?
52.
52. Well, you're a fine-looking boy. Huh?
Thank you.
Are you married?
Yes.
Well, you're even finer-looking boy, huh?
Thank you.
Raby is your name, huh?
That's right.
Where are you from,
I'm
Margaret?
from Tarentum, Pennsylvania.
Tarentum. That's an Indian name, huh?
Well, that isn't the way I heard it. The way...
How did you hear it?
Well, Mr. Negley was the first settler, permanent settler in Tarentum.
Negley?
Negley, that's right. And he built 3 homes. And when the second settler came along, he said, Mr. Negley, if you have just your family here, why did you build 3 homes? And Mr. Negley says, to rent them. So, that's the name of the town, Tarentum, Pennsylvania. It's near Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
It seems like he went to an awful lot of trouble for one bum joke, didn't he?
Well, that's the way I heard that it got its name.
Imagine a man building 3 homes just to get one crack in about an Indian. Peggy, would you describe yourself just for fun? You know, I wonder how many of us could accurately describe the way we look to other people. Go
Well,
ahead, and I'll correct you if you're wrong.
I'm 5'7". A little on the heavy side.
I don't think so. I think you're reasonably well stacked.
Thank you. Blonde hair, now. You know, to cover the gray up a little. Hazel eyes. And I think I have a sense of humor.
Nice teeth. You forgot that, huh?
Well, they're not all mine.
Doesn't make any difference. They're nice anyhow.
Thank you.
You're a fine-looking gal, Peggy. That was a very good description. I don't know who you were describing, but it was a very good description.
Myself.
What sort of work do you do, you?
I'm a tobacco auctioneer, Groucho.
What are you doing in California? Are you out here on your vacation?
No, I came out here, thought possibly I could get on radio and television.
Have you had any luck?
None whatever. I guess I'll have to go back to Kentucky and sell tobacco again.
Well, you should have studied medicine, you. Everybody knows in order to sell tobacco on television, you have to be a doctor. How can you tell good tobacco from bad tobacco, you?
Well, you tell it by the grades. There's many separate and distinct grades of tobacco.
Don't you have to rip them down the middle? You know, they make them king size now.
No.
King size. Isn't that ridiculous? King size. Have you seen the shape of King Farouk? Can you imagine a cigarette built like him? Could you give us a short sample of your chant, you?
Yes, I will start one at 42, 2, 45, 5, single bit, 40, single bit, soul, Groucho.
That was very good, you. Sounded just like a recent campaign promise. Well, I'd like to keep on talking to you two all night, but now you're going to play You Bet Your Life. Well, half the night. Now, before we play You Bet Your Life, I want you to pay attention to a lovely lady who has some news about the distinguished DeSoto, the new DeSoto, the 1953 DeSoto.
Hello, this is Wendy Barry. And right now I want you to get a pencil and mark down this date, November the 13th. You got it? Thursday, November the 13th. That's a wonderful day. That's the day the stunning new 1953 DeSoto goes on display at your DeSoto Plymouth dealers. I've sneaked in and seen this new DeSoto, and really I think it's the most beautiful car ever built. No matter how you look at this new DeSoto, inside or out, it's perfectly beautiful. Outside it's longer, lower, and lovelier than you ever thought a car could be. And inside, well, it's as lovely as my favorite living room. They won't let me tell you any more about this beautiful new car, but you can see it for yourself. Just be sure and be at your DeSoto Plymouth dealers on Thursday, November the 13th, the day the distinguished new 1953 DeSoto goes on display for the very first time. Oh, I'm going to be on You Bet Your Life television sometime soon, along with this beautiful 1953 DeSoto. So watch for us, won't you?
Now we're ready for the quiz. You beat our other couples, and you'll get a chance at the $2,500 question. I can't tell you how much you have to win, but George is going to remind our listeners.
The girl student and the teacher won $10, and the secret word is light.
Here we go. Let's see how high I can build you $20. You selected government sites. Now, you decide between you how much you want to bet.
97.
All right, how much?
1997.
1997. Here's your first question. You're going to bet 1997. What is the name of the New York island used as the chief United States immigration station?
Ellis Island.
Ellis Island is correct.
Well, you're off to a good start. You have $39.97.
Remember, you're going for $2,500 tonight. How much of this $39.97 you're going to try?
All of it.
$39.95.
All right, you ready? $39.95 you're betting. Where is the United States Military Academy?
At Annapolis. Our military academy?
One answer between you now.
No, it's
You got
West
5
Point.
seconds.
West Point.
West Point is right.
You now have $79.92.
And how much of that are you going to bet on your third question?
79.92.
No, $79.90.
You're betting how much?
$79.90.
All right. Is that all right with you, Margaret? Now,
Yes,
you know,
it
you
is.
don't have to do this, you know. I mean, if you want to bet some other amount of money,
No.
you're equal partners. All right?
That's all right.
What is the name of the big naval base in the Hawaiian Islands?
Yes, I'd say Pearl Harbor.
Pearl Harbor is right.
You now have $159.82.
All right. Now, how much are you going to bet this time?
Not at all.
You're going to bet it all? Where is the United States Naval Academy located?
At Annapolis.
Annapolis is right. Thank you.
And you wind up with a grand total of $319.64.
Thanks and
you
good luck
very
from the
much.
DeSoto Plymouth dealers.
We have a club woman for you now, Groucho.
Club woman.
Yes. Mrs. Maud Sheridan. And her partner is a man with an unusual background, Mr. James A. Murphy. And here they are. Folks, meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome, folks, for the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. Say the secret word and divide $100. It's a common word, something you find around the house. You, Mrs. Maud Sheridan, you're a
That's
club
right.
woman?
That's
club
right.
woman, huh? Well, you may need a club before we're through here. What is your hometown, now that we've gotten that out of the way?
I was raised in Colorado Springs.
Colorado Springs, huh? Well, it's a lovely town. I used to go trout fishing there. I never caught any, but I went trout fishing there. How did you meet your husband? I presume you have one.
Yes, I do. I met him in Cheyenne, Wyoming. He was a traveling salesman, and I was going out to dinner one night with a...
Traveling salesman in
Yes,
Cheyenne?
yes.
Well, how did you meet him?
Well, I had another traveling salesman friend, and he introduced us.
You did quite a business there in Cheyenne. Did you have some kind of a particular fondness for traveling salesmen?
Oh, yes. I had a tea room, and I entertained them, you see, in my tea room.
see. Gave him tea in the afternoon?
Yes.
You know, it never occurred to me that people would sit in the afternoon in Cheyenne, Wyoming, drinking tea. Mr. James Murphy, that's you, huh? Well, it's always nice to meet a Czechoslovakian. James A. Murphy. What does the A stand for?
Aloysius.
Mr. Murphy, what shall I call you, Jim or Aloysius?
They call me Foghorn, Groucho.
Foghorn Murphy? Are you the Foghorn Murphy who goes to all the ball games?
Yes, I am.
Well, pleased to meet you, Foggy, old boy. I've heard of you. I've heard of you for the last 20 years, but I never had the pleasure of meeting you. You're quite a celebrity. Where did you get the name Foghorn?
When I was a young fellow, I wanted to be a baseball player, but my feet wasn't big enough or my hands wasn't big enough for power. I got on a horse with a baseball uniform and announced off of it.
Mm-hmm.
The ball game
You say you weren't big enough?
wasn't big enough for...
What about Bobby Shantz?
Well, I was big enough, but I didn't have... My bigness wasn't in the place where I should have it, in my feet and hands.
I'll get back to you in a moment, Foggy. Like a most unusual fellow. Well, let's find out something about you, Maud. You're a club woman. What club do you belong to?
I belong to one club, the Southern California branch of the Herb Society of America.
The herb, you say?
Herb.
Just what is an herb?
An herb is a plant. You can use the leaves or the roots or the stems for cooking purposes and for fragrance and for medicinal purposes.
Sounds fascinating. What are some of the medicinal herbs?
Oh, there's
Herbs.
chamomile and rosemary and Melissa.
Isn't that the Andrews sisters? What are some of the herbs you recommend for certain dishes? I don't mean the kind he was referring to either.
Well, every dish that contains tomatoes should have basil.
Basil, yeah.
And then for
I saw basil out with a tomato the other night.
Then with your meat dishes, you should have thyme.
Time? 9:30.
Marjoram.
Martin.
Sage.
Oh, sage.
And then when you make a beef stew, for instance, you put in some marjoram and a little thyme and a pinch of rosemary.
Hey, this can be fun at that, you know.
Well, it can be fun, and everyone should raise in their backyard a little garden of herbs, so that they could go out and get a pinch here and a pinch there. And add to their food.
This is the kind of a contestant I like. I don't have to say anything. She's hanging herself with each statement. Foghorn, let's talk to you some more. Foghorse it should be if you ride around a horse, shouldn't it? Where are you from, Foggy?
San Francisco. Born in San Francisco 62 years ago. Proud. You can go any place in the world, and the only recommendation you need is say I was born in San Francisco. Everybody loves and likes him.
Could you sing us a few lines of that song, San Francisco?
San Francisco, here I come.
That is not right, Foggy. You're singing California, here I come. Now, San Francisco isn't all there is in California. San Francisco, open that golden gate. Don't you remember that song?
Yes, I do.
Da-da-da-dee-da-da-da-da-da. Well, that's, you want to try it again?
San Francisco, here I come.
Say, you must have been there during the fire, dude. Do you remember the fire at all, Fog?
I remember the fire in Earthquake, Groucho, as if it was yesterday. They burned down all the schoolhouses and destroyed them. I only went to 2 grades and didn't go back.
Well, what did you do after you quit school at the age of 8?
At the age of 11, I sold newspapers in Barbary Coast in San Francisco. I sold potatoes and oranges, and I owned a drugstore in Pacific and Kearney.
At the age of 11, you owned a drugstore?
Later, I owned the drugstore.
Did you make any money at this work?
I've made $1 million twice in my life. I found out you don't have to go to school to make money. All you have to do is be nice and kind and sweet to people. The cheapest thing a person can sell in this world is a smile and a kind word about everybody, and it'll pay bigger dividends than anything else.
Let's hear it. Let's hear a few lines of the San Francisco song again, would you? I get lonesome for that every once in a while. Now, how'd you make your first million, Foggy?
Well, 21 banks all over the United States.
Was this at night or during the day? Huh?
Banks during the Depression, defunct banks.
Oh, you bought these banks, huh?
Bought them.
Well, that's logical. If you want $1 million, just buy a few dozen banks, that's all. You were sort of an Irish Giannini, in other words, huh?
Very proud to say he was a very dear friend of my, A.P. Giannini. Turned out to be the biggest banker in the world. Came from that great city of San Francisco.
San Francisco, open your golden gate. For California, here I come. Well, I'd like to continue talking and singing to you two, but the time has come to play You Bet Your Life. The time has come, the walrus said, to play You Bet Your Life. You run your $20 into more than our other couples, and you get a chance at the $2,500 question. I can't tell you how much you have to win, but George is going to remind our listeners.
Mrs. Raby and the tobacco auctioneer lead with $319.64.
All right, here we go. Let's see how I can build you $20. You selected the animal kingdom. How much are you going to bet?
18.
Here's your first question, $18. What are Manx, Maltese, and Persians?
Cats.
Cats is right.
You have $38.
$38. Remember, you're going for $2,500 tonight. How much of your $38 will you bet on your second question?
35.
All right, what are tanagers, titmouses, and thrushes?
Mice.
One answer between you now. Tanagers, titmouses, and thrushes.
Birds.
Birds is right.
You now have $73.
Here's your third question. How much will you bet?
70.
I can't pronounce this myself. What are Samoyeds, Shipikes, and ceiling hams?
Dogs.
Dogs is right.
climbed to $143.
And it's your last chance to be the other couples. How much of the 143?
All of it.
All of it? What are Kadiaks, Grizzlies, and Pandas?
Bears.
Bears is correct.
And you wind up with $286, and that means the tobacco auctioneer and the housewife with $319.64. In just 1 minute, get the chance at the DeSoto Plymouth $2,500 question. Thursday, November 13th. That's a day to remember.
Why? Is it my birthday?
No, Groucho. Thursday, November 13th, is the day the distinguished 1953 DeSoto goes on display at your DeSoto Plymouth dealers.
Well, that's important, too.
You bet it is, Groucho. We think this distinguished 1953 DeSoto is the most beautiful car ever built. It's longer, lower, and wider, with superb lines and styling that are sure to make it the style leader of the year.
This 1953 DeSoto is so beautiful that it makes me wish I were a garage.
The distinguished 1953 DeSoto. It goes on display November 13th at your DeSoto Plymouth dealers. Don't miss it.
What was that date again, Fenneman?
November 13th.
Speak up, boy. Don't mumble.
November 13th.
November 13th, eh? What happens then?
That's the day the beautiful new 1953 DeSoto goes on display.
You're repeating yourself. Folks, go see this beautiful new DeSoto on November 13th at your DeSoto Plymouth dealers. And when you do, tell them Groucho sent you.
Now here's our winning couple, Groucho. The tobacco auctioneer and the housewife all ready for the DeSoto Plymouth $2,500 question.
For $2,500, I'll give you 15 seconds to decide on a single answer between you. Think carefully and please no help from the audience. Are you ready? The son of David and Bathsheba became a king when he was little more than 12 years old. He reigned for 40 years and became one of the truly great men of history. For $2,500, who was this king? Talk it over. All right, what's the answer you two have decided upon?
Your answer, dear.
Come on. Time's a wasting.
King Solomon?
King Solomon is right. That's right. You win $2,500. Plus, how much in the quiz, George?
Let's see, $319.64.
That's $2,800 and...
It's a lot of money. I have no idea.
Well, at any rate, he went to Stanford, too.
$2,819.64.
All right, I'll cut your salary. Congratulations. From the more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers from coast to coast, you bet your life.
Be sure to tune in again next Wednesday night at the same time for the Groucho Marx Show, when the big question will be worth $1,000. And don't miss Groucho's television show, also presented by the DeSoto Plymouth Dealers of America. And remember, all dealers who sell DeSoto also sell Plymouth. Two great cars, both products of the Chrysler Corporation.
Don't forget, folks, on Thursday, November 13th, the distinguished 1953 DeSoto will go on display for the very first time at your DeSoto Plymouth dealers. Make a date to see it, and when you drive in, tell them Groucho sent you.
Folks, here's a reminder from the National Safety Council. Drive slow in rain, sleet, or snow. You Bet Your Life, transcribed from Hollywood, is produced by John Goodell. Directed by Robert Dwan and Bernie Smith. Music by Jerry Fielding. This is George Fenneman signing off for the more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers from coast to coast. Ladies and gentlemen, the secret word tonight is clock. C-L-O-C-K.
Really?
You bet your life. The more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth Dealers of America present Groucho Marx in You Bet Your Life, the comedy quiz series produced and transcribed from Hollywood. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight, for the very first time on You Bet Your Life, we're going to tell you about what we think is the most beautiful car ever built, the distinguished 1953 DeSoto. This magnificent new DeSoto is now on display at your DeSoto Plymouth dealers. Be sure and listen later in the show for news of the beautiful 1953 DeSoto. And here he is, the one, the only...
Nice fella, knew him well. Oh, that's me. Well, here I am again with $1,000 for one of our couples. If any of them say the secret word, the duck here will come down and pay him $100.
We invited some firemen to the show tonight, and just before we went on the air, our studio audience selected Mr. Robert Reeder. His partner is a woman with an unusual occupation, Mrs. Greta Magnuson Grossman. Folks, would you please come in and meet Groucho Marx?
Well, welcome. Welcome to You Bet Your Life. Say the secret word and divide $100. It's a common word, something you see every day. Mrs. Greta Grossman, huh?
That's right.
And Mr. Reeder, you're a fireman, huh?
Yes, sir.
Where are you from there? Smoky Mountains?
Dallas, Texas.
Dallas, Texas, huh? Greta Magnuson, huh? Grossman.
That's right.
Where are you from?
Helsingborg, Sweden.
Could you talk a little louder? I don't think they can.
Helsingborg, Sweden.
Oh, well, that means nothing to me. Where is
That's opposite Helsingör, Denmark.
Oh, now I know exactly where it is.
I'm sure you do. Hamlet was born, came from there. Yeah.
Oh, that's where Hamlet came from.
Yeah.
I thought Hamlets came from piglets.
Oh, that kind, yes. But the famous one, I meant.
Oh, the famous Hamlet, you mean to be or not to be? That is the question?
You said it.
Well, not originally. Shakespeare said it. Greta, I take it you're from Sweden, huh?
Yes, I am.
Are you married?
Yes, I am.
You have any little smorgasbord at home?
No, only the ones we eat.
Now, Smokey Stover, let's talk to you. Are you married?
Yes, I am.
Some fireman. You burned your own bridges behind you. How long have you been a fireman?
About 3.5 months.
Oh, you're just a rookie, huh?
Yes, sir.
Do they let you fight the fires yet, or do they just let you play with matches?
No, they let us fight fires, and when we're not fighting fires, we go out on fire prevention once a week.
Now, do you learn how to be able to rush to a fire in a hurry?
Yes, you do. You have to jump out of bed in a sound sleep, put on your clothes, and you get on the fire truck, and your siren going, you're out of there in about 30 seconds.
You get out of the firehouse in 30 seconds, huh?
About 30 seconds.
You mean that's if somebody sets fire to the firehouse?
Well, you usually have a long ring, and then you know it's a fire.
Now, Greta, let's get back to you. Fenneman says you have an unusual occupation. What is it?
I'm an industrial designer. I design furniture and lamps, fixtures, and pottery, and textiles, and houses.
Well, you got a good job. Anytime you get tired, you just take out your pencil and draw up a chair.
I do, all the time.
Now, what kind of furniture do you design?
I design modern furniture, and I sketch them and do the full-scale drawings ready for production.
That's very nice. Now, how about you, Smokey? Do you find all this talk about furniture pretty dull?
I think it's very interesting.
Oh, I forgot you're a fireman. Chop, chop, huh? Which furniture do you find easier to smash, the modern or the conventional?
Well, neither one. Actually, our job is to protect all the furniture in a house during a fire.
You mean you just carry that big axe around to open a can of beer?
Well, especially for ventilating.
Well, I'd like to continue talking to you two, but now it's time for you to win some money. In just 1 minute, you're going to play You Bet Your Life for a chance at the $1,000 question. Folks, this is a big night on You Bet Your Life. Tonight we're introducing for the first time the distinguished new 1953 DeSoto. As a DeSoto owner from a way back, I can honestly say This 1953 DeSoto is the most beautiful car I've ever seen. Don't you think so, George?
Indeed it is, Groucho. Friends, I'd like you to try and picture the stunning new DeSoto. Close your eyes and imagine a sparkling new grille, gracefully leading to the beautiful and practical air vent hood. Now look down the hood until you come to DeSoto's huge new one-piece curved windshield with its tremendous area of distortion-free vision. Now come to the rear and see the truly dramatic sweep of the wide one-piece curving rear window. Look at the beautifully luxurious lines of its longer swept-back fenders and lower, wider deck lid. On the inside, the distinguished 1953 DeSoto is a magnificent blend of fashionable nylon upholstery and glamorous trim. But to fully appreciate it, you must see it. It is available in two great series, the mighty 160-horsepower Fire Dome V8 and the brilliant PowerMaster 6.
Folks, this distinguished new 1953 DeSoto is now on display at your DeSoto Plymouth dealers. So go see him tomorrow. And when you do, tell him Groucho sent you. All right, now let's see how you work together as a team. Here we go. Let's see how high I can build you $20. You selected foreign cities located on rivers. That right?
That's
Here's your first question. How much will you bet? And talk right up.
$19.
Do you think that's all right?
Right.
It's okay with me.
Okay, 19.
All right. The Russian city of Stalingrad is located on what river?
Volga.
That's right, the Volga.
Well, off to a good start. You have $39.
How much have they got?
$39.
$39. Remember, you're going for $1,000 tonight. Now, how much of this sum will you bet this time?
38.
Okay.
All right. And what river is the city of Vienna located?
Oh, don't know. Danube.
Danube.
Danube. That's right, the Blue Danube.
You now have $77.
And here's your third question. How much of the 77 are you going to try?
76.
Okay. The Chinese city of Nanking is on what river?
Yangtze.
The Yangtze is right.
You've now climbed to $153.
And here's your last chance to beat the other couples. How much of the 153 are you going to risk?
All of it.
All of it.
Good.
On what river do you find the city of Cairo, Egypt?
The Nile.
The Nile is right.
And you'll wind up with $306.
Put it there, kid. You're a very bright couple, huh? Thanks and good luck from the DeSoto Plymouth dealers.
Well, Groucho, just before we went on the air, our studio audience selected a junior high school girl, Miss Leslie Ann Green. Her partner is a businessman, Mr. R.P. Knoll. And here they are. Folks, please come in and meet Groucho Marx.
Well, welcome. Welcome, kids, to You Bet Your Life. Say the secret word and divide $100. It's a common word, something you see every day. A businessman and a schoolgirl, eh? Now, let's see. Leslie Ann Green, is that you? You had the schoolgirl complexion, so I guess you're the schoolgirl, huh? Real peaches and cream, isn't she, yeah? And Mr. Knoll, I don't mean to say you haven't got a schoolgirl complexion.
Thank you.
Only it's more like peaches and yogurt. How old are you, Leslie?
13.
13, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what is your age, Mr. Knoll?
52.
52, huh? What's your first name, Mr. Knoll?
Raleigh.
Really?
No, Raleigh.
You realize, of course, that we can be sued by Abbott and Costello. How do you spell it?
R-O-L-Y.
Oh, Roly. And you pronounce it Raleigh?
Yes, sir.
I'll just call you Roly-Poly, huh? Where are you from, Raleigh?
Sedalia, Missouri.
Really? No, Raleigh. Well, what's your hometown, Leslie?
Well, I was born right here.
Funny, I didn't notice it. A lot of strange things go on around this show. What sort of work do you do, Rolly?
I'm a senior partner in the firm of Knoll, Beckendorf and Company.
Is that so? Well, congratulations. I must say I never heard of it.
That's not surprising.
What kind of a racket are you running?
We don't run a racket, Groucho. We're a firm of insurance managers, in which we set up insurance programs, manage company facilities, operate production agencies, operate a brokerage department, and carry on high-level conferences with various business executives about their insurance programs and otherwise.
Do they understand what you're talking about?
I always hope so.
I never understand when an insurance man talks about it. I mean, what they start with, well, the 20-year endowment means that in the 13th year, you get $338 if you haven't died in the meantime, unless you have fire and theft and collision. By this time, my eyes are glazed or I'm tired of sleep. Now, let's get back to you. What school do you attend, Raleigh? Leslie, huh?
Emerson Junior High.
Emerson Junior High. Why did they call it Emerson? Was it named after Benjamin Franklin?
No, Ralph Waldo Emerson.
Has anything unusual happened to you at school, such as getting there on time?
Well, one time in school, there was some boys in the class, and they were making some funny noises with their mouth, and so...
Well, like what?
Well, they were going like this. And so they taught me how to do it, and so... One time...
I think you do it very well. Would you give us a little more of that, Leslie? How do you do that? I'd like to learn that.
So the teacher...
Let me see. How do you do that? Huh? Try it, Noel. Try it. You may quit the insurance business.
I don't think I can master that, Groucho.
There's a fortune in this if you can get it done. Let's all do it together, huh? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Is this going to be mystifying on radio, huh? Oh, that's very good. You certainly learned. You spent your time well in there. You have much to do with the boys in school?
Well, no, because the teacher keeps her eye on us pretty much, so we don't have too much to do with them.
I see. That's unfortunate, huh? How about on the way to school?
Well, the boys have their buses, and then the girls have theirs.
Why is it necessary to put the boys in one bus and the girls in another bus? What a ridiculous question.
The boys start showing off in front of the girls, and they start fighting, and it makes the bus driver nervous.
Well, why should the bus driver be nervous? Doesn't he carry a revolver? Mr. Knoll, will you try that noise once more? Let's see you do it.
I'm getting better.
Say, you could go to high school with it. Now, Leslie, since you're here, maybe you can reassure some of the people of my generation who are a little doubtful about today's teenagers. What's your opinion of today's youngsters?
Oh, they have nothing to worry about.
A guarded statement, if I ever heard one. How do you spend your evenings, for example?
Oh, we have about 2 hours of homework and then watch TV.
Then I don't need to worry, eh? Is my program popular with the intelligent, charming young set?
Well, I guess so, because all the boys go around wiggling their eyebrows like this, the way you do.
Well, now I know why they have boy buses and girl buses. Well, you're a lovely couple, and I'd like to see you win a reasonable sum of money here tonight. You beat our other couples, and you'll get a chance at the $1,000 question. I can't tell you how much you have to win, but Mr. Fenneman is going to remind our listeners.
Greta Grossman and the fireman won $306, and the secret word is clock.
Here we go. Let's see how high I can build you $20. You selected initials of familiar organizations. Is that right? And you talk it over before you give me any answers on any of these questions. Here's your first question. How much will you bet?
$19.
All right. What do the initials CIO stand for? Talk it over.
CIO.
Take a stab if you don't know.
I don't know.
Well, time's up. Could I get the cameraman to give me the answer to this one? Congress of Industrial Organizations.
Oh, boy. You now have $1.
All right. Remember, you don't get discouraged now. Remember, you're going for $1,000 tonight. How much of this buck are you going to bet this time?
All of it?
We might as well bet
Okay.
it
All right, what do the initials WCTU stand for?
all. Women's Christian Temperance Union.
Women's Christian Temperance Union.
That's right, that's right. Now you got $2. Here's your third question. How much of the $2 you going to go for?
Might as well shoot the word.
All right,
All of it.
all of it. What do the initials FCC stand for?
FCC, Federal Communications Commission.
That's right, Federal Communications. Here's your last chance to beat the other couples. You have $4. How much are you going to bet?
All of it.
Or
All right, what do the initials AMA stand for?
American Medical Association.
That's right, that's right. I'm sorry, nobody leaves here with $8. I'm going to give you one more question to bring it up to $25. And please, no coaching. Are you ready? Around what holiday do you receive Christmas cards?
Christmas.
Christmas is right. Thanks and good luck to the DeSoto Plymouth dealers.
Well, Groucho...
Welcome, youngsters. Oh, you haven't
No, wait a
introduced
minute.
me.
Groucho, we have...
Welcome, youngsters.
we have an engaged couple for you now, Groucho.
Yeah, well, you lucky fellow, you.
Miss Genevieve Capri and Mr. Donald W. Armstrong, come in and meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome, youngsters, for the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. Say the secret word and divide $100. It's a common word, something you see every day. Let's see now. Genevieve, how do you pronounce that?
Capri.
Capri, that's a very pretty name. And Donald Armstrong, huh? That's a pretty name, too, isn't it? I don't want you to feel bad. I think that's a lovely name. Where are you from, Don?
I'm a native.
You're a native? Well, you should have a ring in your nose. How do you like living in California?
I think it has everything.
Well, not quite. We haven't got King Farouk. Where are you from, Genevieve? Oh, Genevieve, sweet Genevieve.
I'm from Williamstown, about 15
Where?
miles. Williamstown, New Jersey. It's
Williamstown?
about 15 miles.
Spell it.
Williamstown.
Now pronounce it.
Williamstown.
What happened to the L's? You knocked the L's out of that
Wait.
word. Can't you say Williamstown? Try it.
Williamstown.
No wonder she moved. She can't pronounce it.
Williamstown.
Is that why you left Williamstown? Where do you live now?
Glendale.
Glendale. You said you lived in some weird places, haven't you, Jenny? Why did you come to California from Philadelphia? You want
I didn't.
You want to be with a pennant winner?
No, I didn't really come exactly straight from Philadelphia to Glendale.
You can, you know.
Yes. Well, I went by. I went to New York, and then I went to Africa. I went to Siam and Bangkok and Calcutta.
Well, you see what happens when somebody talks to the motorman? The motorman gets distracted, forgets to make a left turn in the right place. Before you know it, you're in Bangkok. Well, let's have it. Why did you come to Glendale by way of Calcutta? Was the bridge out in Kansas City? My bridge was out once in Kansas City. Luckily, I knew a local dentist there, and he fixed it.
Well, my foster father has been collecting animals all over the world, and I used to go with him.
This sounds like a fascinating business. Did he collect monkeys?
Yes.
Oh. Rascal, he's monkey business. Don, what is your age?
23.
23. And how old are you, Genevieve?
27.
Well, you're not only attractive, but you're also honest, aren't you? Most unusual. Where did you meet Genevieve, Don?
I met her in New Orleans.
In New Orleans? You certainly get around, Jenny.
I met her at the Ringling Brothers Circus. Both of us had gone.
Were you on exhibition there, Jenny?
No. Heavens, no.
He met you at a circus?
Yes.
How come?
We
What
had
were you
both
doing
gone
there?
to the circus to meet Dr. Henderson, the circus doctor. We both have a common interest in animals, and through the book that he had written, we decided to meet him.
What sort of work are you doing now, Genevieve?
I collect wild animals, bring them to America.
You're not Frank Buck, are you?
Not exactly. They do know me as Jungle Jenny in the animal world.
It doesn't seem possible that a wisp of a girl like you collecting animals, why, even I'm not afraid of you. By the way, what kind of animals do you collect? White mice?
I collect wild elephants, leopards, monkeys, pythons, boa constrictors.
You take one step nearer and I'll scream. Tell us about this wild animal collecting. How do you go about it?
Oh, I go to the foreign countries and contact native people there.
Have you had any close calls in animal hunting? I know I've had many close calls in my hunting career.
There was a
That was
time
some years
when,
ago, of course. Could you tell us about one big lie?
Well, this isn't a lie. I have
Well-
the scars to show the time when I was attacked by the Black Panther.
Oh, let's see. Oh, boy, you really did get clawed, didn't you? Huh?
Yeah.
Did you capture the panther? Did you?
No, this animal was on board a ship, and the native people thought it was a tame one, but instead of being a tame one, they were letting out a black, ferocious one. So I ran to the cage and tried to rectify the error, and the animal's head and claw got caught by my force of this door down on the animal. And in doing so, it made him stronger than me, and he got his whole body out of the cage, and he turned like lightning and leaped for my throat. And I was just fortunate to have this board that I picked up that broke his leap at my throat, and he just knocked me down. And I thought, of course, he was going to continue running. Instead, he turned right back at me again, and I shoved my arm in his mouth, and then was when I thought that was it. And I thought, well, maybe if I relax, I would save my life, but if not, why, what's the difference? I was going to die anyway. And just then as I did relax, the animal leaped away from me.
And what was he doing while all this was going on? He was reading that book by the doctor. Probably smoking a big cigar on the side of the tent or something. Have you ever caught a cheetah?
No.
No?
No.
We caught a cheetah in a poker game last Saturday. Plugged into a jelly. Don, apparently you got a fiancé who's lived dangerously. How about you? What sort of work do you do?
I sell water.
I imagine it's soft water, isn't it?
A special kind
You say
of
you
water.
sell water? What kind of water?
A special kind.
Well, it better be. What kind of water?
I sell Sparkletts drinking water, artesian well water.
In the jungle?
No, right here in Los Angeles, bottled by the Sparkletts Drinking Water Corporation.
So you're around selling this Sparkletts water, and she's got her head in a leopard's mouth. Well, you're a nice couple, and I wish you lots of luck in your marriage and also in the jungle. Now you're going to play You Bet Your Life. Run your $20 into more than our other couples, and you'll get a chance at the $1,000 question. I can't tell you how much you have to win, but George is going to remind our listeners.
Greta Grossman and the firemen still lead with $306.
Here we go. Let's see how high I can build you $20. You selected sciences ending in ology as your category. Here's your first question. How much will you bet?
1975.
What is the science called that deals with both beneficial and harmful microbes?
Biology.
What do you say?
Oh.
All right, time's up. I'm sorry. Well, it's bacteriology.
I thought it was
Should have known that from the doctor's book.
You now have 25 cents.
You got 25 cents. Remember, you're going for $1,000 tonight, and don't get discouraged. Here, how much of your 25 cents you going to bet this time?
24.
24, all right. What is the science called that deals with the nerves and the nervous system?
Oh, all the ideologies I know.
Why did you pick this
Is that
category, Jenny?
kinesiology?
No, I'm sorry. This is neurology. Now you're down to 1 cent. Here's your third question. How much of the cent are you going to bet? Well, you're always on the cent in the jungle, aren't you?
Yeah.
Now you're on the cent here. What is the science called that deals with the life history of plants and animals?
Biology.
Biology is right. How much have they got, gentlemen?
Well, they wind up with 2 cents.
And this is only the third question.
Oh.
How much have they got?
Oh, they have 2 cents.
Well, keep your 2 cents out of this. It's your last chance to beat the other couples. How much will you bet? How much?
2 cents.
All right. What is the science called that deals with the skins?
All the ologies.
Take a stab if you don't know. Guess. Well, it's dermatology.
They went broke, Groucho.
Well, then nobody goes broke here. I'll give you one more question. Get this right, and you get $25. Are you ready? From what animal do we get mink coats? Minks is right. Why'd you take such a hard one?
I know so many ologies.
Well, we just picked the wrong one.
Well, Groucho, this couple lost all their money, so that means that Greta Grossman and the fireman with $306 in just 1 minute get the chance at the DeSoto Plymouth $1,000 question.
Thanks, and good luck to the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. Right now, I'd like you to meet an attractive young lady with some news about a distinguished beauty.
This is Arlene Francis, and I want to tell you about what I think is the most beautiful new car ever designed. The distinguished, entirely new 1953 DeSoto, now on display at your DeSoto Plymouth dealers. The 1953 DeSoto is really magnificent, beautiful from its huge, one-piece curved windshield to the truly dramatic sweep of its wide, curving rear window. Wait till you see the new DeSoto styling with its longer swept-back fenders and lower, wider deck lid. It's beautiful. Inside, the new 1953 DeSoto is a masterpiece, rich and luxurious. They've taken handsome nylon upholstery and set it off with glamorous, harmonizing trim. Yes, distinguished is the word for the new 1953 DeSoto. The distinguished 1953 DeSoto is available in two great series, the mighty 160-horsepower Firedome V8 and the brilliant DeSoto PowerMaster 6. See them tomorrow.
Here's Greta Grossman and the fireman all set for the DeSoto Plymouth $1,000 question, Groucho. Right in here.
All right, here's a chance for you to win enough money to get yourself a whole smorgasbord for the firehouse. This is for $1,000. I'll give you 15 seconds to decide on a single answer between you. Think carefully and please no help from the audience. You ready? One of the biggest news stories of 1937 concerned the sinking of an American gunboat by the Japanese. The Yangtze River incident threatened to plunge us into war. For $1,000, what was the name of this ill-fated gunboat? All right, what's the answer you two have decided upon?
We wish we would know.
Well, I'm sorry. The correct answer is the Panay. So that P-A-N-A-Y. So that means the big question next week will be worth $1,500. Well, you lost the big money, but how much did they win the quiz, George?
$306 in the quiz.
That's not too bad. Congratulations, and thanks to both of you and to all of our contestants on the show tonight.
Thank you.
Be sure to tune in again next week at the same time for the Groucho Marx Show, when the big question will be worth $1,500. And don't miss Groucho's television show, also presented by the DeSoto Plymouth Dealers of America. Now displaying the most beautiful car ever built, the distinguished 1953 DeSoto. See the beautiful new DeSoto tomorrow. And remember, all dealers who sell DeSoto also sell Plymouth. Two great cars, both products of the Chrysler Corporation.
And when you drive in, tell them Groucho sent you. Good night, folks. And remember, see the 1953 DeSoto.
Folks, here's a reminder from the National Safety Council. Condition your car for winter conditions. You Bet Your Life, transcribed from Hollywood, is produced by John Goodell. Directed by Robert Dwan and Bernie Smith. Music by Jerry Fielding. This is George Fenneman signing off for the more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers from coast to coast. ladies and gentlemen, the secret word tonight is smile. S-M-I-L-E.
Really?
You bet your life! The more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth Dealers of America present Groucho Marx in You Bet Your Life, the comedy quiz series produced and transcribed from Hollywood. Folks, it's another big night on You Bet Your Life. Later in this program, we're going to bring you exciting news about the new 1953 Plymouth, the first truly balanced car in the low-priced field. And now, here he is, the one, the only...
You know who that is? That's me. This is the way you have to smile on television. It's like phenomenon. It just occurred to me. Well, here I am again with $1,500 for one of our couples.
Groucho, just before we went on the air...
You look just the same now as you did a minute ago.
Groucho, just before we went on the air...
Aren't you sick of saying that?
Our studio audience selected a fellow by the name of Mr. John Martin, who works for an employment bureau, and his partner is a housewife, Mrs. Morris Collins. Folks, come on in to meet Groucho Marx, please.
Well, how do you do? How do you do? Welcome. Welcome to You Bet Your Wife. Bet Your Life. Say the secret word and you'll divide $100. It's a common word, something you always have with you. Mrs. Collins and John Martin. Mrs. Collins, are you related to Tom?
No.
Must be pretty sick of that joke, huh? Where are you from, Mrs. Collins?
Quincy, Massachusetts.
And what is your hometown, Mr. Martin?
Well, I'm a native Angelino. Was born in the Green Meadows district.
Green Meadows?
Out by the oil wells.
Oh. Were you born near a sump pump? I don't know what a sump pump is, really. It's something you have in the cellar, I think, that floods usually, and you have to send for the plumber. What is your first name, Mrs. Collins?
Aida, but I prefer Ada.
You prefer Ada?
Yes.
Ada from Decatur?
Just Ada.
No, I think I like Aida better. It's a very pretty name, you know. Where'd you get that name?
Well,
how'd you get that name?
My father was a lover of operas, and he named me after his favorite opera, Aida.
Oh, well, you should be happy he wasn't crazy about the Barbara Seville. What's your husband's name?
Maurice, but I prefer Morris.
Uh-huh. Well, does he know that you prefer Morris?
I call him Morris.
Well, how did you two get together?
Well,
was he in a Maurice chair? And
no, I really met him in the cellar of my home.
Now you're talking.
He was helping the plumber install the steam heat in my mother's home.
Oh, and you started warming up to each other right away. Well, did you marry the steam fitter immediately, or did you wait a little while?
I waited a while.
Well, that's all right, as long as you had a good fire going in the furnace. How long did you wait? 6 months?
16 years.
16 years?
Yes.
I didn't know you could bank a furnace that long. Now, what is it you do? I forget, Mr. Martin.
I'm a personnel counselor at Mutual Employers Association.
Oh, well, that sounds pretty involved. What kind of an outfit is that? Tell us something about it.
Well, it's an association of employers to secure personnel for medium and small-size firms.
Could you help me find a secretary?
No, I couldn't.
You mean you've spoken to a few of my former secretaries? It's a lie, every word of it.
I mean that you'd have to become a member of the association.
So, well, let's say I was a member. How do you proceed in getting me a secretary?
Well, the secretary would come into the office and be greeted by our receptionist. And
what does the receptionist look like?
She's a beautiful redhead.
Well, let's skip the secretary and just send me the receptionist.
I'd like to go on talking to you, but in just 1 minute you're going to play You Bet Your Life for a chance at the $1,500 question. Now, before we proceed, I have a note here I'd like to read. It says there are many fighting men in Korea and in the hospitals in the Far East who will be forgotten this Christmas because they have no family or folks back home. Here's how you can play Santa Claus with these boys. Mail a Christmas present or send a donation to Give a Lift with a Gift in care of the Los Angeles Junior Chamber of Commerce. They'll fly your gift over to Korea. I think this is a great idea. Let's all do it right away. It isn't too late. Send it in care of the Los Angeles Junior Chamber of Commerce. All right, now let's see how you work together as a team. Fenneman, would you mind explaining the rules to these young couple?
All right. You bet as much of your $20 as you want on each of 4 questions, and the couple that earns the most money gets a chance at the $1,500 DeSoto Plymouth question later on in the show.
Here we go. Let's see how high I can build you $20. Out of our list of 20 categories, you selected number 2, characters from plays by William Shakespeare. Here's your first question. How much will you bet?
Will 17 do?
I think that'll be...
$17. The Montagues and the Capulets have a feud in what Shakespearean play?
Romeo and Juliet.
Romeo and Juliet is right.
Off to a good start. You have $37.
Now, how much of your 17's $37 you're going to try on this one?
34, 35.
Talk on.
Anything you like. 35 will do.
$35. Othello's wife was smothered to death. What was her name? Yeah. Othello's wife.
Desdemona.
Desdemona, you got in right on the bell.
You now have $72.
And I'm very happy about that because I knew you had it on the tip of your tongue. You just couldn't get it out. That's all. Let's see your tongue. Part of it is still hanging on there. Now, here's your third question. How much of the $72 are you going to risk this time?
Let's try,
$72. Come on.
70.
Time's a wasting. $70. What was the name of the husband in The Taming of the Shrew?
I can't think of that one.
No, I'm sorry. It's Petruchio.
You now have $2.
Well, you still have a chance to beat the other couples. How much of the $2 are you going to bet?
Bet it all.
Bet it all. All right. Puck, Oberon, and Titania are characters from what play?
Midsummer Night's Dream.
That's right. Midsummer Night's
Well, they wound up with $4, Groucho.
You're not through yet. Nobody leaves here with $4. I'll give you one more question for $21, which will give you a total of $25. Are you ready? What animal do you associate with Buffalo Bill?
Buffalo.
The bill is right. Buffalo Bill. Thanks and good luck from the DeSoto Plymouth dealers.
And now, Groucho, here's our next contestant, Mr.
Plymouth. That is Peters. Say, Fenneman, wait till you see her.
Who?
The new 53 Plymouth. Tomorrow's the day, you know. And, boy, that car's going to make history. Why, it's...
Yes. But, Mr. Peters, the question...
No question about it. The new 53 Plymouth is a new kind of low-priced car. Nothing else like it on the road. Looks different, rides different. It's built different. And the Plymouth engine stepped up to 100 horsepower.
Oh, really, Mr. Peters, we're trying right now.
No good trying now. You gotta wait till tomorrow. But then, oh, baby, wait till you see the sensational new...
Mr. Peters, suppose we just walk over...
No, don't walk. Run to your DeSoto Plymouth dealers tomorrow. Bring your wife, your kids, your fountain pen.
Fountain pen?
Sure. Once you meet the new Plymouth, it's easy as pie to enter the big $25,000 contest. Why, they're giving away 6 new 53 Plymouths and hundreds of cash prizes. Get your entry blank from your DeSoto Plymouth dealer, but make sure it's mailed before next Monday midnight.
Mr. Peters, are you a contestant on You Bet Your Life, or aren't you?
A contestant? Heck no. Just want to tell the world about the important new 53 Plymouth. Well, thanks for the use of your mic, Mr. Fenneman. And don't forget, everybody, meet the new Plymouth tomorrow.
Groucho, we invited some lady cab drivers to the program tonight, and just before we went on the air, our studio audience selected Miss Jean Fleurichamp. Her partner is an unusual schoolboy, Mr. Walter Plummer. Folks, would you please come in and meet Groucho Marx?
Welcome, youngsters, to You Bet Your Life. Say the secret word and divide $100. It's a common word, something you always have with you. Miss Jean Florichamp, is that the way you pronounce it? Florichamp? And Mr. Walter Plummer, eh? Jean, you're a cab driver?
Yes, I am.
Yellow?
No.
No?
No.
What color is your cab?
Well, it's yellow, but I'm a very brave person, really.
Oh. I know it isn't polite to ask a woman her age, so how old were you when you started driving a cab?
I was 23.
I see. And how long have you been driving?
Well, Groucho, we don't count the years of experience in years. We count it in mileage.
Really? You don't look as though you'd gone over 5,000 miles. Unless, of course, you're using retreads, I don't know. How old are you, Jean?
I'm 31.
31. Well, you don't look it, huh? How old are you, Mr. Plummer?
13.
18, huh? Where do you live?
Claremont.
Claremont. Where's Claremont?
Oh, about 5 miles north of Pomona.
Where's Pomona?
Oh, well, that's where they have the county fair each year, the Los Angeles County Fair. It's pretty well known for that.
It is, huh? Were you on exhibition there? Now then, precisely where is Claremont?
4 miles north of Pomona.
You just said it was 5 miles. Apparently Claremont is a fast little place. At the present rate, it's going a mile a minute. What sort of work does your father do, Walter?
He's an electrician out at Kaiser's steel mill.
And your last name is Plummer?
Mm-hmm.
And your father's electrician? Is your father a plumber, too, or is he just an electrician?
No, he's a plumber, too.
Oh, I see. Well, after all, some plumbers are electricians. Last time I got a bill from a plumber, I certainly got a shock. That's no hokum either, huh? Well, let's talk about your work, Jean. Isn't it unusual for a woman to be driving a Yella?
No.
You think women are more skillful drivers than men?
Yes, I think they're more courteous, and yes, I think they're better drivers.
Mm-hmm. Why do you say that?
Well, because I'm a woman.
I guess they are more skillful at that. They have to be to get a car in the garage sideways. Now, Mr. Plummer, what do the kids call you by the way? They don't call you Mr. Plummer, do they?
I've got a sort of nicknames. They mostly call me Terry, but they call me Turpentine Terry, Terry and the Pirates, and Turkey Terry, and all kinds of names.
Turkey Terry? That's just around Thanksgiving they call you. Why do they call you Turpentine Terry?
Don't ask me.
Well, I'll ask you. Why do they call him Turpentine Terry?
Oh, my.
Well, that's a good answer, too. Now, where does the Terry come from? I thought your middle name was Walter.
Well, my middle name is Terrence, and it's taken from that.
Oh, I see. Well, I'll call you what the other kids call you, Turpentine Terry, eh? Is that all right with you? Now, do you have any hobbies, Terry?
Oh, I like to play football and baseball and basketball, and I collect stamps. And
Well, you sound like a typical red-blooded American boy. Do you have any other hobbies?
Oh, I like to cook.
What was that?
I like to cook.
I think this red-blooded American boy is going to pot. What do you mean you like to cook? Are you a good cook?
Well, I try.
What makes you think you can cook?
Well, I won 2 blue ribbons out at the fair this year for cakes.
But, oh, that's what you were doing at the fair? What kind of cakes? Hot cakes?
No, one was sponge cake and one was chocolate angel food cake.
Well, my congratulations, Terry. What is your ambition? Would you like to be a chef someday?
Well, I'd like to be a chef in a big hotel like the Waldorf Astoria or something like that, or a chef on television or something like that.
Just think, someday the Waldorf will feature on its menu veal cutlet a la Turpentine Terry. Well, it's time to stop talking and start winning some money. You're going to play You Bet Your Life for a chance at the $1,500 question. Terry, if you win all that money, you'll feel just like I do since I got my new DeSoto. I got it last week, and I'm crazy about it. I really am. Now, you just beat our other couples. That's all you have to do.
Our first couple won $4. The secret word is smile.
Here we go. Let's see how high I can build you $20. You selected first and middle names of famous women. I'll give you the initials, and you tell me what they stand for. Here's your first question. How much will you bet? Now, talk it over between you.
17? Good enough? Mm-hmm.
$17? M.B. Eddy was the founder of the Christian Science Church. What do the initials stand for?
Mary Baker?
That's right. Mary Baker.
You're off to a good start. You have $37.
Remember, you're going for $1,500 tonight. Now, how much of your $37 will you bet on your second question?
36. Okay. 36?
Can't hear you.
36 again.
Okay. C.J. Bond was a famous songwriter. What do the initials stand for?
Carrie Jacob.
That's right. Carrie Jacob.
You've now climbed to $73.
Here's your third question. How much of the 73 will you try?
70.
H.E. Stowe, S-T-O-W-E, wrote a famous book. What do the initials stand for? Talk it over.
No, I don't think I know.
I'm sorry. It's an easy one, but you're just nervous. It's Harriet Beecher.
Oh.
Harriet Beecher Stowe.
You now have $3.
You now have $3, so don't be discouraged. Still have a chance to beat the other couples. How much are you going to bet?
3. We might as well.
Okay. E.B. Browning was a famous poetess. What do the initials stand for?
Elizabeth Barrett.
Elizabeth Barrett is right.
And you wind up with $6.
I'll give you one more question. Get this right, and we'll bring the total up to 25. Are you ready?
Yes.
Who was buried in Grant's tomb?
Oh, Grant.
Mrs. Grant is right.
Groucho, just before we went on the air, we selected Mrs. Christina Kelly and Mrs. Amelia Craig for reasons which I'm sure you'll discover when you meet these ladies. So, ladies, would you come out and meet Groucho Marx?
Welcome, girls, with the DeSoto Plymouth Dealers. Say the secret word and divide $100. It's a common word, something you always have with you. Mrs. Christina Kelly and Mrs. Amelia Craig. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Fenneman sounded a little mysterious when he introduced you. Apparently, I'm supposed to find out something surprising about you well, I'll get it if I have to sweat it out of you, huh? Now, Kelly, where were you on the night of June 12, 1922?
I don't remember.
You don't, eh? Well, I can understand that. I don't even know where I was last night. How old are you, Kelly?
63 years old.
You expect me to believe that? Where are you from, Kelly?
I was born in Denmark.
You were born in Denmark with a name like Kelly? You get 20 years for that one. Something is certainly rotten in Denmark. I'd better try and break down the other one, I think. Craig, that's a Scotch name. How old are you?
63.
You're both 63, eh?
Yes.
You got together on your stories, eh? Well, you can't outwit me. I wasn't born yesterday either, you know. Couple of Eastern mobsters if I ever saw one. What's your racket, kids? Now, come clean now. Are you one of the extortion mob that's charging $1.50 for a haircut? Craig, where are you from?
I'm from Denmark.
I think I'm beginning to catch on. You are Schwesters?
Yes, sisters.
You're sisters, huh?
We are twins.
Twins, huh? Well, that's impossible. You don't look anything alike. Kelly, let me see you wiggle out of that one. Go ahead and remember everything you say may be held against you.
Well, we are not identical twins, but
see.
we are fraternal twins.
Fraternal twins,
Yes.
eh? What fraternity do you belong to?
We don't have to be brothers because we are fraternities. They also comes in sisters. We have got the same parents, and we are born at the same time.
I see. Well, what are you girls doing in Los Angeles? Are you having a vacation out here?
No, we are living here and working.
Oh, well, what are you? A couple of bookies? What sort of work do you do?
Well, I'm a professional cook.
Oh.
At present, I'm cooking for Mr. and Mrs. Earl C. Anthony.
Oh. Tell us about some of the dishes that you put together.
Well, the Anthonys, they're like my famous Danish hamburgers. I make them just like a New Yorker cut. And
you never exhibited a cake at the Pomona Fair, have you?
No, I've never been in Pomona yet.
Oh.
I'm sorry to say I would like it.
Well, what else do you make besides this hamburger?
Well, then I make a famous dish you call for pie with nothing in it.
A pie with nothing in it, huh?
Yes.
Must take a lot of crust to make a pie like that.
I'll say it does.
Well, what is this pie exactly?
Well, I make an ordinary pie crust, and then I roll it out very thin and put
It's like strudel, huh?
That's right. And then I put in just a very thin layer of orange marmalade.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
well, send me one sometime, will you?
I sure will, Mr. Mark.
Do you have any other hobbies besides gangsterism? Cooking pies with nothing in it?
Well, I knit.
You knit?
Yes.
What do you knit? You knit what?
I've been knitting for Red Cross.
What do you do? You knit strudels and things like that?
Yes.
She knits...
Sweaters.
Sweaters?
I've been knitting some 450 to 500 sweaters and socks and helmets and everything.
But it's always in the wartime. In the wartime.
Why do you do all this knitting? For the boys in the armed forces?
Yes.
Well, that's wonderful. That's a marvelous achievement. You've certainly made a lot of people happy. Now tell me, little apple strudel, what can I do to make you happy?
Well, if you think you're thinking of kissing me, you better not try.
Well, when the 63-year-olds start turning me down, I'm all washed up. I'm turning my body in the first thing in the morning. Well, it's been a very happy experience talking to you two girls, and I wish you lots of luck in the quiz. Because right now you have a chance to win a lot of money. You run your $20 into more than other couples, and you'll get a chance at the $1,500 question. I can't tell you how much you have to win, but Mr. Fenneman is going to remind our listeners.
Our second couple, the lady cab driver and the schoolboy, are ahead with $6.
Here we go. Let's see how high I can build you $20. You selected nursery rhymes and fairy tale characters. Here's your first question. Now, how much will you bet?
15. 18. Okay.
$18. You ready? Who bumped off Cock Robin with a bow and arrow?
What? Robin. What?
Talk it over.
Robin.
Who bumped off Cock Robin with a bow and an arrow? Who killed him? I'm sorry, it was the sparrow.
The sparrow.
Oh, gee. You now have $2.
All right, now don't be discouraged. You're going for $1,500 tonight, and that's the big prize. How much are you going to bet on your second question?
All of it. Okay.
All of it?
$2.
$2. What was the name of the kid who could have his wishes granted by a big stooge merely by rubbing a lamp?
Aladdin.
Aladdin is right. Don't get discouraged.
Well, you're climbing again. You have $4.
Here's your third question. How much of the $4 will you try?
$4. Yeah.
$4?
$4. What was the name of the kid who hit on the... What was the name of the kid who hit the sack with one sock on and one shoe on? With one sock and one shoe on?
My son, John.
That's right. Diddle diddle dumpling, my son, John.
You now have $8.
Went to bed with the stockings on. One shoe off and one shoe on. Diddle diddle dumpling, my son, John. I know that, too. All right, now you have $8, and here's your last chance to be the other couples. How much will you bet?
All of it.
All of it.
All of it.
What fairy tale character parlayed a few prolific bean seeds into a fortune?
You make
Jack and the Beanstalk.
Jack and the Beanstalk is correct.
Well, you wind up with $16, and that means that you sisters get the chance of the DeSoto Plymouth $1,500 question in just 1 minute.
And now here's a pretty girl with some news about a beautiful car.
Hello, I'm Wendy Barry, and I'm really excited about the new 1953 DeSoto that's now at your DeSoto Plymouth dealers. Honestly, it's the most beautiful car I've ever seen. You'll notice right away the wonderful styling of this distinguished 1953 DeSoto. The way the wide one-piece rear window curves around the back, and the really dramatic lines of the long swept-back fenders, and the lower, wider deck lid. Inside, too, this new DeSoto is just beautiful. They've taken rich, fashionable nylon and combined it with the gorgeous trim. Of course, there's DeSoto's full-power steering, too, which means that I can turn the steering wheel with just one finger. Honestly, I think this is the most beautiful, the finest car ever built. The distinguished 1953 DeSoto is available in 2 great series, the mighty 160-horsepower Fire Dome V8 and the brilliant DeSoto Powermaster 6. Tomorrow, see the distinguished 1953 DeSoto at your DeSoto Plymouth dealers.
And now, Groucho, here are the Danish twin sisters, all set for the DeSoto Plymouth $1,500 question.
All right. Well, girls, here's your chance to clean up now. Of course, you'll have to split this between you, but you're all in one family. Do you split the money?
Sure we do. Always.
Right. Here we go for $1,500. I give you 15 seconds to decide on a single answer between you. Think carefully, and please no help from the audience. Are you ready? Yes. In 1660, a former tinker was imprisoned at Bedford, England, for unlawful preaching. During the 12 years of his incarceration, he wrote an unforgettable book, Pilgrim's Progress. For $1,500, what was his name? Talk it over. All right, girls, what is the answer you two have decided upon?
I'm sorry.
Nothing?
No.
Don't anyone want to guess?
No,
I'm sorry. The correct answer is John Bunyan.
And Groucho, you know we neglected something. They only made $16 in the quiz, so we can't let them go away
Oh,
with that.
well, I'll give you one more question to bring the quiz up to 25. Are you ready? What do you mix with water to get soap suds?
Lye.
What?
Lye.
That's a lie. It's soap, but soap suds anyway. So that means that the big question next week will be worth $2,000. Well, they lost the big money, but you won $25 in the quiz. And thanks and good luck and congratulations to both of you and to all of our contestants on the show tonight.
Thank you. Be sure to tune in again next Wednesday night at this same time for the Groucho Marx Show, when the big question will be worth $2,000. And don't miss Groucho's television show, also presented by the DeSoto Plymouth Dealers of America. And remember that the dealers who sell the distinguished 1953 DeSoto also sell the brilliant new Plymouth, the first truly balanced car in the low-priced field. DeSoto, Plymouth. 2 great new cars. Both products of the Chrysler Corporation.
And when you drive in, tell them Groucho sent you. Good night, folks, and remember, see the 1953 DeSoto.
Folks, here's a reminder from the National Safety Council. Ease up when there's a freeze up. You Bet Your Life, transcribed from Hollywood, is produced by John Goodell. Directed by Robert Dwan and Bernie Smith. Music by Jerry Fielding. This is George Fenneman signing off for the more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers from coast to coast.